Hello, everybody. When is the vocation rebalance test server? If only I knew, friend. If only I knew. Somebody watching on YouTube. So this is my first ever try multi-stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and to go around copyright, etc., etc. I had to separate the audio tracks for the first time ever. So the way it goes into YouTube, unfortunately, there's going to be no music on YouTube. So you're just going to have to listen to my voice because I don't want to get copyright strikes on YouTube. Now, can I just confirm with anybody watching on YouTube, anybody on YouTube, if you could just confirm that you can't hear any music, but that you can hear my voice, that would be great if you could confirm that. Anybody? That's what we want. That's what we want for YouTube. I may figure out. Yes, that's how it works. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Although I can just see that the chat for YouTube is not working. Why is the chat not working? Let me have a look. No music, just voice. Okay, all right. That is what we wanted. I did want to see YouTube chat on screen, though. I did want to see YouTube's chat on screen. I'm not sure why it's not working. Let me just check Botrix real quick because it's Botrix that should be doing it. 1 second. Yeah, my sheriff. Is it worth on level 413 go to Brain Stealer? I mean, you should be able to run away. Like, I understand why you don't want to because you think it's risky. And, you know, maybe the first or second time you go there, you probably want to kill things through to learn the way, but it's not that bad if you know what to do. But if you're really scared, then yeah, probably don't bother. It's not such a profitable boss. Oh, here we go. Okay, I see Botrix didn't have access to my YouTube. I've now integrated it to YouTube. Okay, so we've got YouTube integrated. We'll see if I need to refresh the chat so that we can see YouTube chat on here. Just here. I want to see YouTube chat here. But I think I may need to refresh. Hey, Davido. 1 sec. Let me just refresh the chat for Botrix because yes, I do want to see people from YouTube's comments. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Hi, Christian. Thanks for your content. What vocation do you like the most in terms of gameplay? At the moment, I like Monk the most. After the rebalance, I expect it's going to be Sorcerer if nothing else changes. We back to real Tibia. Yes. Just give me 1 second. I'll answer all the questions in just a second. Okay. I wanna get YouTube chat onto the little chat overlay here, but it's not working at the moment. Okay, I've just refreshed it. Maybe now it will work. We'll see when someone on YouTube sends a comment. So what questions do we have? I was able to buy a monk low level with 100 skill. And you're back on retail now. No more Igua OT. Okay. All right. Cool, Davido. Awesome. Have fun. I'm still playing a bit of Igua, but not too much. You're on Twitch, says Welsh Azarus. Yes, indeed. Back on multi-streaming. Now I'm going to be on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. That's the plan going forward. Love your videos, says Tobias. Thank you. Again, it's still not showing on the Kick chat, on the chat overlay. Perhaps, how do I fix it? 1 second. How do I fix it? Yeah, YouTube is selected. Why is it not seeing YouTube comments? Only me not hearing all of a sudden? Yeah, I think it's just you. I think sound for me is okay, right? I can see it picking up. Big fan of the videos. Always post my videos in your Discord, so thanks for the support. Yeah, cool. No problem. No problem. Yeah, you'll be seeing me more on Twitch from now on, I think. Why do you think Sorcerer will be better after rebalance? I'm not saying it'll be better. It'll be more fun. It'll be more fun, at least for me. It's changing a lot. Thanks to the YouTube stream, I don't like the music. There you go. Yeah, on YouTube, no chance to have the music, otherwise I'll get copyright strikes and get banned. Dzień dobry, siema pan Paweł. Welcome back. Yep, I'm back now. I'm back. Some of the main reason I'm back is because Twitch policies have been relaxed, so it's now quite possible to stream to many places at the same quality for everybody. I think the Twitch reward didn't work. Give me a second. Why did that not make the sound? 1 second. Let me try again. You guys can't hear that, right? The Otychuju Bobże. Yeah, the audio tracks. I had to mess with the audio tracks. And yes, it's full English now, Pan Pavo. It's full English now. I'm now multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube, where primarily I have non-Polish viewers. So I'm gonna have to go back to full English. Why are the channel rewards? Wow, what? Why are the channel rewards not making the sound? I need to figure it out. I had to change the audio tracks, and I think something's not working. I'll troubleshoot it in a second. My preferred list at the moment is Nimisat and Norks, and then I have a couple of slots, which is for bestiary only. At the moment, I'm doing Hellfire and Hand Bestiary, so that's why they're here. I want to kind of... Yes, I have... My favorite slots to hunt right now are Nimisat and Norks, so I have those for, like, hunting, and then the rest I have for bestiary. I would... Once I finish the Hands, I'll probably update that with the other Nork. Thanks for being back. You are the only content creator that actually wants to test and share the best meta in Tibia. I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one. But thank you. All right, let me mess with the audio a bit. I want to mess with the audio. Why is the audio not working? Let me check the settings of the multi-stream. Settings. That worked, I think, right? People on Twitch and Kick, you probably heard the fart, right? Can somebody confirm? I want to make sure that worked. I think it seemed to me like that should have worked. Yes, that worked. Okay. Now there's another one. Otychuju Bobże. Try that one again. Okay. That's worked now as well, right? You can hear the Otychuju Bobże as well. People on YouTube actually. People on YouTube, can you hear the... Can you hear all this? Okay, all right, that's enough. That's enough, people. That's enough. That's enough. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, so you can hear. Okay, so the only thing I have left to figure out is the chat, for the chat to be visible here for YouTube. Yeah, people are just redeeming stuff. People are redeeming stuff on Twitch and Kick, and it's some sounds and stuff. Any new information about the date of rebalance? No, unfortunately not. Oh, Patrick. Hello, Christian. Recently, I started to play Tibia again after trying EK and ED. I have to say the biggest issue of this game is that there are vocations which hunt easily with the waves and spells. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So Druids and sorcerers are getting rebalanced, and it's going to be simpler to hunt with them as well after the rebalance. They're going to have some different new spells, which are easier to target. So, Patrick Mickiewicz, you just need to wait for the rebalance, which should hopefully be in like a month or so. And hopefully, solo Druid and solo Sorcerer are also going to be much better. Full equipment, full imbue. What level can we safely take on Lava Lurkers? Level 100. Level 100 is the gate. You can't get that until level 100. Once you have level 100, you can go. No problem. Anything new with the rebalance? No, I don't know anything. I don't know anything, dude. I want rebalance as much as all of you, trust me. But there's no new information, okay? I want rebalance just as much as everybody else. Unfortunately, Tipsoft is being very lazy or very, very detailed, right? They're being very thorough with the update. Let me just one last little tweak. One last little tweak on the YouTube chat. Why is that not working? Let me have a quick look, and then we're going to start. Then we're going to start with our weeklies. Then we're going to go to Pumin afterwards. The longer we wait, the worse the summer update will be. Yep, or delayed, or maybe you know what? Sometimes when they run out of time, the updates are actually better because they kind of have like, I'm sure Tipsoft has like in case of emergency break glass type of deal for like quality of life features and stuff. So if they run out of options, instead of, you know, giving us content nobody asked for, they're just going to like break out the hammer and get the emergency quality of life that we've been asking for. Maybe we'll get auto loot or something, right, on summer update just to keep us happy because they won't have enough time to develop anything else. We'll see. We shall see. You don't have any info about sub? What does that mean, Kael'thas? Did you subscribe and there was no notification? There should have been. They should have been. Definitely should have been. Sorry, Kael'thas. Let me have a check. Which subscription? Yeah, I should do. I don't know why that hasn't popped up though. I'm sorry, Kael'thas. I'll have to double check. I don't see it on my activity feed. I see you redeeming Otychuju Bobże 3 minutes ago and 6 minutes ago. I don't see anything on the subscription front though. I'll have to figure that out. Thank you though. Thank you very much. First best in slot Crypt or Solkamas. If you're level 600 plus, go for Crypt. If you're like level 400, I go for Solkamas because it makes your level 400 to 600 much better. Can you explain how arm penetration works for Crypt weapons? Very simple. If an enemy has 100 armor, that means they take 100 physical damage less from physical hits. If you have 60% armor penetration, then instead of having 100 armor, that enemy has 40 armor and instead only blocks 40 physical damage from physical hits. Oh, your English so good. I lived in the UK for a very long time. I'm basically half British, half Polish at this point. Sold my 320 EK and bought 417 MS after hearing about these changes. Yeah, the MS is going to be fun, I think. The MS is going to be fun. God, you're sending so many messages, I can't figure out the chat. I don't live in the UK anymore. I moved back to Poland like hell, almost 8 years ago now. So I've been back in Poland for quite a few years. All right, let me chat overlay. Why is YouTube not? Give me 1 second, okay? Just 1 second. I want to make sure that I have YouTube linked because I want to see the YouTube comments on screen, okay? Finally, real Tibia, by the way. Yeah, we back to real Tibia. And I'm not going to be playing a whole lot. But yeah, we back. Why is YouTube not working? Maybe it'll work now. I don't know. Sorry, if YouTube comments may not be visible on the side, perhaps. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out maybe off stream because it's taking a little bit too long and I want to start playing. Hey, Antaria, hello. We're on to multi-streaming now, by the way, Antaria. So if you want to go back to Twitch for the ads, or even on YouTube, you can. Or you can stay on Kick. No problem. Makes no difference to me. 8 years, you don't live in the UK anymore, and yeah, well, I mean, my wife is English, and I speak to my kids in English, and I work in English. So even though I'm in Poland, I still use, English like 90% of the time, and I don't use Polish all that much. After rebalance, Paladin will be easier or worse than now. That depends on your level. Depends on your level. And the way you play the game. If you hunt without charms, and you do like doing bestiaries and bounties, I think it's going to be stronger. If you're like a very high level team hunter, then you're probably going to be a little bit weaker. I live in Wrocław in Poland now. I live in Wrocław. All right, so weekly's just reset. I want to see what we get. It's already been 20 minutes, so I want to get on the market and start buying stuff. I do beginners. It's the fastest, easiest. So let's see. Hunter, okay. Lizard Templar, okay. Frost Giant, okay. Cyclops, okay. Pirate Navigator, okay. Dark Magician, Warwolf, and Gang Member. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. We're going to get 9 out of 9 on the kills. Now let's have a look here. Carney Sylvan Finger. I'm actually too short only. How much are they? There's none on the market. Maybe we'll do that one. Maybe we'll skip it. It's always a bit of an expensive one. Oh, here we go. Very low. Subscribed for 4 months. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub, very low. And see, the notifications do work. So who was it that said the notifications didn't work? Scroll up. Where's one of those messages? And yeah, I can't find a message. I'm not sure why the notification for the sub didn't work earlier on Twitch. I'm sorry. Why begin it on this level? Because I don't care that much about the weekly tasks. I just want to get them done, get my soul seals, and get it done quickly and cheaply, and then just hunt whatever I want. There was no sound, though. Is it supposed to have sound? It is supposed to have sound. I did change my audio tracks. Oh, I'll have to fix that as well. There was no sound indeed. Yeah, because I'm multi-streaming to YouTube, I had to do this whole setup in OBS with separate audio tracks for all different like applications, so that the copyrighted music is not sent to YouTube, because obviously then I get a copyright strike on YouTube, which I don't want. But now this means now it means that obviously some sounds are not working properly. I need to figure it out. Let me make a note. Let me make a note. Sounds of subscriptions and YouTube chat not showing on screen. I'm gonna make a note of everything that's kind of wrong with the stream at the moment, and I'll figure it out off stream. Can you tell what is your main work? I'm basically a software engineer, financial institutions. I write some models for like investments, and then I implement them in code, distribute them to some of our users. But basically a mixture of a software engineer and a mathematician. Multi-hotkey for MS level 400. I don't think you would be using very many multi-hotkeys on an MS at the moment. When the rebalance hits, I'm going to be remaking guides for everything. I'm going to remake the suggested multi-hotkeys for the new spells as well. So we're going to see. Freelance? No, I work for a company. Oh, I see my stream elements on YouTube is sending some old messages. So I'll go to disable those. I'll disable those next time. Utamo Vita, Utamo Potion. That is one yet for MS. Another one you want is probably Max Vita and regular Vita. Anyway, let me just have a quick look here. What we have. Molten Dragon Essence. Yeah, we can hand that one in. Falcon Crest, we can hand that one in. Deep Worm Spikes. Cursed Shoulders. Okay, let's see what else we got. High Guard Shoulders. We need about 80 of those. Not even that many on the market. Let's stick on a buy offer for 3K for 80 of them. Yeah, once I play MS after the rebalance, I'll be able to share more about MS. 41 of those. I think I'll just buy those for 7k each and forget about it. Yeah. Okay, get those. Human teeth, 15, 22k each. Yeah, let me just get those. Only 300k. 9 pieces of draconian steel. All right. There we go. So we got this, got this, got this. Okay, so now we were already basically going to be on 16 out of 18 because I've got those done here. 54k TC. Yeah, it's just from like some of my advertising deals. Yeah, the sound for the subscriptions don't work right. It'll have to be next. It'll have to be next stream. I'll have to figure out for what wheel you using. T2 chain penance. T2 chain penance. Then like an extra little gem here. Which reminds me, do I have another point for the wheel? No, I still need another 3,000 points. Okay, next week we'll have another promotion point from the weeklies. Any contest for MS would be appreciated because there's almost none. There's going to be lots more after the rebalance. Everybody's going to be playing MS. Don't worry. Isn't it worth waiting for Sunday to complete the task? Slightly better XP. Well, you're assuming that I'm going to pick up some levels. I'm not really playing very much at the moment, so I'm not going to have very many more levels by Sunday. I'm just waiting for rebalance, bro. Siemanko, kana otsykana. All right. All right. Let me still tweak some things. Okay, we're gonna go do the kills in a second. Let me tweak one little things on stream elements. I don't want the bot on YouTube to be sending messages. So here we are. Let me just disable the stream elements chat bot on YouTube. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Here we go. Saved. All right. So that's fixed. YouTube chat not showing. Okay. Another thing, I need to yeah, the sound, the alerts for the subscriptions. Now, how do I get that to not sure. That one I'll have to figure out after the stream. Anyway, yes, thank you for that prime sub, Antaria. I'll figure out the notifications a bit later, how to make the sounds. Okay, let me pick up some mana potions and let's actually start. Why do you take weekly tasks on beginner? It's because it's faster. It's faster. The rewards for higher difficulties do not scale enough to be worth their extra time investment, in my opinion. The extra bit of experience is really nothing. The extra weekly points are nice, but you're still probably going to have more wheel points from EXPing than you will from doing these tasks, you know? Is it worth to buy permanent weekly task expansion for low level? If you're planning to play the character, then absolutely it is worth, yes. Okay, let me do a quick plan. What do we need to check? Hunter. We need to check if Poacher's Cave is active. Anything else we need to check? No, everything else is just normal, right? Okay, let me check if Poacher's Cave is active for Hunters. Otherwise, Hunter's going to be tricky. That one we may not be able to do until the... Let's have a look. Poachers have slaughtered nearly all wild animals north of the Green Claw Swamp, but vengeful spirits show up there now. Okay, so it's Gloom Wolves and the other wolf, whatever, the white one. So no, we can't do Hunters today. So let's go with Lizard Templar. Frost Giant, maybe Frost Giant first, right? We're here in Svargren, may as well do Frost Giant first. Port Hope with Dwarf and Hunters can be there. True, Lisa Kroll, thank you. Let me check if it is. I do still have it. No, I don't think so. No, we don't have the Port Hope change now, unfortunately. Okay, let's go do the Frost Giants first. Dire Penguin? Nope. You have some hunters from Carlin to AB? Sure, I mean, there are there are hunters all over the place. But you know, I can if there's no mini world change by Sunday, then I'm gonna figure something out, right? But now I may as well just wait for the mini world change. Speaking of completing weekly deliveries on Sunday instead of Monday to get more XP, I'd rather have 12 health points with one level higher for the entire week. Yeah, that's another consideration, right? Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't this kind of min maxing, or it's like when people leave like the Devo Vorga reward, right? For like until like the last day and stuff. I've one time I've done that and I forgot to hand it in. And at that point I was just like, I'm never doing this again, you know. As soon as I can hand shit in to get my reward, I'm doing it. I'm not risking being an idiot and forgetting just for like a little tiny mini gain, right? So forget it. Forget it. But yeah, my personal opinion is to go for beginners. The only exception for beginners I would consider is I think at like a very high level where the experience, someone who does bounties, like master bounties at a high level. Say I was like a level 2K person who likes doing master bounties, so I'm doing a bunch of different hunting grounds and stuff anyway. Then I would maybe go for hard or for expert or for master weeklies because I would likely complete those while doing my bounties anyway, right? But if I'm talking about reward for time investment, then beginners are basically always best for effectively everybody. Why did you transfer from Nevia to Kalanta? Because there was too many people. Too many people for me on Nevia for doing bounties. It wasn't very good. It was hard to do the bounty that I wanted to do. If this isn't the #1 Tibia streamer, Ruby. Yeah. Back on Twitch, back on YouTube as well. Next weekly task consideration: achievement hunters doing difficulty that they need for achievement. Yep, that's another thing. Yeah, if you want the achievements, of course, then that's a very niche case. Yeah, and you know who you are if you need that. But yeah, not the case for most people. Were you able to check my question? Says Edgar MQZ. Sorry, let me scroll up, Edgar. I think I missed it. What was your question, Edgar? I'm scrolling in my chat. Scrolling. I can't find it. I think it was a while ago. Oh, there it is. I have a question. Could you help me solving it? You made a video about charms update where you put the overflux and overpower on S tier. I do understand the overpower for EK and prob paladin. Okay, so I think in the video, I'm pretty sure I talked about that those are conditional on the vocation, right? Overpower is S tier for EKs and probably for paladins and for monks, and overflux is S tier for mages, right? Of course, overflux isn't S tier for an EK. It's garbage, right? So yes, of course, overflux and overpower are S tier as long as you are of the right vocation for those, right? Hey, Pietro. Yes, I'm back to multi-streaming. We're now on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube at the same time. Why back to Twitch? Primarily because Twitch made some good decisions with regards to multi-streaming and having like shared chat and being able to interact with everybody at once. So let's keep it English. Yes, I'm back to English now. Yes. Because on Kick, you know, when I was streaming Kick exclusively, then of course there were like 95% Polish people on Kick. So it made sense to stream in Polish. But now on Twitch and on YouTube, I don't know about YouTube. I think on Twitch I have like 70% non-Polish and only about 30% Polish. So, you know, when I'm streaming to Twitch, I can't stream in Polish. YouTube, I don't know what the split is like, but adept tasks force me to do the bestiaries I would never otherwise do. Good motivator. Sure, but it's not efficient, right? You're then doing them because you want to do like bestiaries. But from the perspective of efficiency, beginners are better. That's all. All right, now we're doing Lizard Templars. We need 52. So it should be no problem to do in a single lap. I think there's about 80 of them. No comment, Maciek. No comment. I'm just very efficient with my time, you know? Plus, I'm pretty senior within my role in company, so I have quite a lot of flexibility. Hey, Naughty Face, hello. I found that doing 3 expert is better XP-wise than doing 9 adept tasks. Okay. Sure, adept is terrible. Adept is terrible. Adept takes forever anyways. Do you want to do a poll? Ask Kutserman. What's that about? Oh, Yukicha, hello. Hello, sorry, I missed your messages. A poll for what? A poll for beginner or weekly tasks? Is there any chance you could check the message on DC? Have a quick look, but generally speaking, I checked the Discord after the stream. Okay. Well, I'm gonna respond to that after the stream. Okay. Oh, poll about Polish and English. Nah, I mean it doesn't matter. Like even if I think YouTube almost certainly is like 50 Polish, 50 non-Polish. So either way, still, it's gonna be English. What level do you think a monk should take expert weeklies? I mean, I still take beginner, my level, right? I don't know. If you really like doing bestiary and you don't care all that much about efficiency, and you just want to use it as like a little extra push into deciding what to do, then taking expert is fine, probably from like level 600 or so. But sometimes you'll get like library monsters or something, right? And if you want to do it solo, then good luck. You say it's a huge difference, but like, look, even if you get 2 million per task on expert and 200 on beginner, even if you do all 9 tasks, that's like a difference of like 15 million experience, which you do in like less than an hour of proper hunt, right? I'd rather save that time. And doing all the 9 expert stuff will take you like 5 hours, right? So from the perspective of experience, it's much better to just do beginners and then go hunt Nork Fortress or Nork Dungeons for an hour or so, and you'll be better off with experience. What raw do you do on Nork Ferratu? I haven't been in a little while. I think I do about 8.5, something like that at this level. Gives you a chance to swap spots. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, but again, there are different considerations, right? If you there's plenty of reasons to pick adept, expert, and master if you just want some variety, or just need a little push for something else, right? But if you're talking strictly efficiency, what you get for the time investment, I have no doubt that beginner is best, right? Of course, if you like, getting a little push and doing something else, then for sure you can go for some different for a different difficulty, right? For sure. All right, no hunters. So now we've got Cyclops and Pirate Navigator. So let's have a look. Mistrock, Yalaha, Warwolves will be Orc Fortress probably, right? Gang member Yalaha. Let's go Yalaha. Then we're going to do Cyclops, Dark Magician, and gang member. Any ideas where I could actually do 32 hunters? Is there anywhere to do 32 hunters somewhat reasonably? EK makes the same EXP like Monk at the same level. Yeah, I think EK is probably the closest because they both suffer from the same issue of limited targets, right? They both kind of hit like 8 targets at a time. So yeah, EK usually makes around the same EXP as Monk, yeah. Yes, Crookie. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fine. You can do that, yeah. Done it on Edron, semi-AFK. Well, I kind of don't want to be semi-AFK while streaming, so maybe I'll do the hunters off stream. All right, let's go Yalaha. Let's start with the gang member, quick gang member lap. Gang members will be here, right? From what I remember, there's like 8 or something on the way down here. Let me see. There's the gang, one here. I think there's, one here. I remember doing those before. Yeah, one here, one here. Is there one more here? Maybe. Yep, one more here. And there's a hunter. I don't know. And there's some hunters here, actually, right? Now that I think of it. Not many, though. There's a few hunters in Dark Cathedral, too, no? Okay, there's gang member there. Gang member here. And then there's a few behind that gate, right? Hunter Cave of world change is correct now. The world change is not on. Yeah, I checked that first. Don't worry. All right. So how many gang members we've done? 14 out of 32. Okay, so now we can go and do the Dark Magicians while we wait for the respawn here. Hunters at Edron, you could kill the hunters at surface and go to Cyclopolis to kill a couple of Cyclops and do another run on hunters. Yeah. Yeah, that would be an option too. That would be an option too. I think I'm going to pass on that. I think I will just wait for the mini world change. World change in Port Hope also off. It's off on both Port Hope and on the Outlaw, not Outlaw Camp, the Venore one, whatever it's called. The Poacher's Cave, that one. That one's off as well. All right, Dark Magicians. How many we need? 50, I think. 30. Oh, that should be fine. I think one lap will be enough. I've killed so many of these guys in my life and never looted reins. One day, randomly when doing a beginner bounty, I'll get one. Looted 2x reins on free account 50 mage at Dark Cathedral. Well, not sure what to say. I think I've probably killed about 10,000 of these guys over the years at this point. I feel like I've done this bestiary on like 10 different characters for both apprentices and magicians. I've still never looted a single one. Hi, mate. What profit spot would you suggest for 70 plus EK? Well, definitely changed after the weekly task, sure. Oh, God, I don't know. From the top of my head, level 70? Not sure. I'm not sure what level 70 can profit at. It will be something that has a lot of weekly task items, right? But I don't know. Liberty Quarras? Maybe. Quarras have some good items for weeklies. Yeah, Liberty Quarras level 70 EK maybe can just about manage. Yeah, maybe. What do I think about changes on EK? I think they're great. I'm really looking forward to playing EK after the rebalance. Probably not going to be the first character I play after rebalance, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it when I do get around to playing it. Hive Surface, Surface, also a good one. Yeah, sure. Good ideas, guys. Good ideas. Orc Fortress can make 200k per hour. Mostly from broken shamanic staffs, I'm assuming. Yeah, I can see that. There's going to be a few more Dark Magicians here, I think. Yeah. Okay, done. And we leveled up. 834. Nice. EK won't change much in playstyle, but will just be easier to play, I think. That's kind of my read on it. We don't yet know about those new spells that EK is getting with like the shield bash or whatever it was. I do think EK just primarily just quality of life is going to be amazing, right? Very, very chill vocation to play. Go and add. Which, eh? Kuji, are you planning to maybe record New Mage Guy? Yes. Yep. I'm planning to remake everything. Don't worry. I'm going to remake all the stuff, basically. Probably starting with mage stuff, yeah. You guys know where I can adjust banners? I'm constantly getting target to close banner. Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's finish the gang members, or do an overlap on the gang members if they've respawned by now. Then we're going to do the Cyclops. And then come back, finish the gang members, and we'll be done in Yalahar. Here's a hunter, may as well kill it. Oh, those level up banners. I don't think you can. Can you get rid of those? Maybe. Can you get rid of those banners? Let's see. So it would be presumably an interface. HUD? No. Game window? Show info banner. This will be it, no? This will be it, I think. Show info banner. So you can probably get rid of this. Yeah, it'll be this. Show info banner. In the game window settings. Just came back to Tibia after a 17-year break. Your videos have been extremely helpful. Awesome. Awesome. No problem. No problem. I'm back. What's your opinion on EK after balance again? I said I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be extremely comfortable. But yes, it's not going to necessarily change all that much. We're going to have to see how the new spells of the EK look. Yeah, he was supposed to get a couple on like Shield Bash or whatever. I don't remember now. It's been so long since they announced it. But EK is going to get some new spells. So that may impact the playstyle somewhat. But generally speaking, I would say that, yeah, the EK playstyle will not change all that much. It's just going to be much simpler and much more fun. Well, more fun because it's going to be more simple. Been hunting any Roborators post 800? Yeah, I've been hunting some Roborators. It's still hard, but yeah, it's the best experience I've got. Is there any news regarding rebalance? Nope. I just wanted to remove certain messages, not all of them. No, I don't. Yeah, it's not customizable at this point. Maybe that'll be the corner piece of the summer update. We need 3 more gang members. I think I should just be able to pick those up somewhere here, right? I'm sure there's some gang members on this level. I saw one there. One here. One here. Need one more. This place is just so random with all the monsters, dude. What a random place this is, this quarter. All right, one more gang member, please. Oh shit, there's a lot of nomads here. What? I've never come here. I've never been here before. Didn't realize there's so many. Yo, this must be like a pretty good rope belt farming ground. Yeah, I ran past one. Oh, there's one. Maybe it was that one. This one. Yeah, here we go. All right, finished. All right, now Cyclops then. This one will be quick. Could you also tell me how multi-hotkey affects clip in the auto attack? Just like how just how not using multi-action would work. Yeah, you can still block your auto attacks. So you can't exactly just spam it. You on the roof of the nomads? Yeah, I saw there was a few. Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't realize there were quite so many. Pretty good place for nomad bestiary as well. Then, if like the cave is taken for some reason. Hey, Panda fan, hello. If there won't be a wheel rework with Exori Mask changes Exori Min, I will be very salty. You say that, Invoker, but I think a lot of higher level experienced EKs don't go for the wheel with the Exori Mask. They go for the Executioner's Throw, and they kind of weave that into their rotation. Of course, it's not as comfortable, but it's more powerful. Have you done Soul Wars Rotten Blood on the Monk? No, I haven't. Okay, this was a very quick weekly. We're done. So now I just have the Warwolf and Pirate Navigator. I think the Monk... Now we've got another subscription. Thank you, Raffle, for the 17-month subscription. What? You must have been subscribed the whole time when I wasn't streaming on Twitch. Thank you. There was no sound because the sound alerts are a little bit broken, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, Raffle. 17 months. Wow, you must be like probably top 1 subscriber, actually. I think I've never seen never seen anywhere this long. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Free money. Yeah. Again, how to find sorks with decent skills on the bazaar. Yep. You should have been buying your sorks months ago. Now all the good sorks probably gone. Maybe there will be a few more around rebalance. I feel like probably, there's some people who expect that the sorks will be popular after rebalance, and they're holding off on listing them until like the rebalance hits, and then there may be quite a few sources on rebalance. On the bazaar after the rebalance. Yeah, the Monk and Soul and Rotten Blood. I don't know. I honestly don't know. No, I haven't done it. I think it's just his own thing. He's not he doesn't function in the same way like the other vocations, I think. He does have his own unique bit. Bit of a DPS, bit of a support. Is Sorcerer going to be that strong? I don't know about it being that strong, but it seems like it's going to be very fun, which is why people will want to play it. It's definitely looks at the moment like it's going to be the most hype vocation after the rebalance. We'll see how the test server goes. Did you answer how you think duo EK Monk would do in Roberta's the basement? Good. I think fine. I think probably the worst Monk duo there because there's not quite that much room and you want to be like moving and kiting. So I think the best duo for Roberta's basement would probably be Paladin Monk. But if you can figure out the places where the EK can stop and do pulls, you can probably still make it work. All right, hunters. There's some hunters here, no? Dog will be main DPS. Yeah. Like if the sorcerer doesn't change, he is going to be by far the most fun and chill vocation for Team Hunt. Oh, here's a hunter. Because the MS, when like he's gonna have the stances for the debuffs, no UH. So all he's gonna be doing is just DPS, right? You're just gonna be like chilling, vibing, and just casting your DPS spells, not having any other jobs basically to do. Maybe you'll be expected to throw a magic wall or two here and there, but generally you're just going to be vibing, you're going to be having a great time, just DPS. If the EK's dying, not your problem. You don't have to do anything, I think it's just going to be very, very fun. Yeah. Better cheek. I only use English when I stream to Twitch, so I hope you don't mind if I answer in English. Pozdro. Yeah, I'm just lazy. This is just my non-imbue set, right? I have like all imbued items, my proper set like this. But when I'm just doing something very easy, then yeah, I don't bother with anything special. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me if I have 5% physical protection or 6% physical protection when I'm just coming here to do like something very, very easy, right?
Hello.
So I'd rather not bother. Hello. Hello. Hey, Brigitsu. Big difference in density, bastion versus basement. So you're talking about Robert's, right? It's just the layout's easier. It's easier to make a nice lap when you do the basement. In the castle, I found it very awkward to hunt in the castle. I don't know. 7.5 KK raw is not that great, though. You can definitely do more than that. In the Bloodfire Gorge, the basement, right? If you want to call it that. All right, Warwolves. I need to find a Warwolves. Let's see how many we got. Let's reset the analyzer so I can keep track. $20 out of 20 beaks now. I forgot about this stupid beak quest. Oh, one of the worst ones. One of the worst ones in the game at the moment. Did you sell your Crypt Strike? Yep, I sold my Crypt Strike. I sold my Crypt Strike because I'm not expecting to play the Monk very much after the rebalance. By the time I'm playing the Monk again, a year from now, 2 years from now, I expect the Crypt Strike to be a lot cheaper. So, it's just a financial decision. Not going to be using it a lot, so I've sold it, and I'll just buy it back when I decide to play the Monk again in the future. Couple extra werewolves, -1 in the room north. Yep. I'm aware. I'm aware. Thank you. I'll go there while we're waiting for respawn here. Okay. So there's 14 werewolves here. So let's go pick up the other 2 on the way to the quest. Indeed. Where am I going? Oh, there's one more here that I missed. Cool. In fact, the respawn seems pretty fast. Is Venor boosted? Oh, it's because Orden, wouldn't it? No, it's not boosted. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping. Why don't going to play Monk much after the rebalance? Because I've been playing the Monk for the past year. And, ultimately he's not changing all that much. He's going to be very good after the rebalance, especially when it comes to team hunting. But he's not really changing all that much. The gameplay will be largely the same. So it's not all that fun, right? Both for me and for the audience, right? Presumably you guys want to see some new, cool, shiny stuff. And the Monk is going to be better, but he's not really going to be all that different, right? That's why. Can you show the ideal Crypt Strike proficiency? The ideal Crypt Strike proficiency. Hey, proficiencies shouldn't be ideal. The whole point of them was build customization, right? So this is what I do. I just go for armor pen and physical pierce everywhere. Here I go for +1 attack. This one is optional, whatever you want. If you want more healing, you can go for more healing. If you want more damage, you go for attack. And here you go for Alpha Strike when solo hunting, Omega Strike when team hunting, and undead damage if you're doing undead stuff like Norks, for example. If you're onto Norks Dungeon, you go for the undead. If you're solo, you go for Alpha Strike. If you go for team hunt, you go for Omega Strike. Attack only works for auto attacks and not spells? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Panda Fan? Did I miss some original message? A weapon proficiency? What are you talking about? Of course it works on spells. So you think this +1 attack here doesn't work on spells? Of course it does. Of course it does. If it doesn't work, then it's bugged. And it's definitely not intentional. That statement is only true for paladins? Okay, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. If I write in Polish, you're going to answer my question as well. I try. Look, I try to answer all questions. If people write in Polish, I will answer. I will answer in English if I see the question. I'm actually quite kind of overwhelmed right now streaming to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube because you guys have a tremendous amount of questions and it's kind of hard to pick up all the answers, pick up all the questions. So I will miss some. Of course, for which I'm very sorry. But if you write a question in Polish, I will try to answer, of course. I may just miss it. You ignore mine. Well, not on purpose, of course, Kai. I would never ignore you on purpose. Where did you learn to speak English so well? I lived in the UK for a very long time, and I primarily just use English in my life. I don't use Polish all that much. So basically practice, and I was young when I moved away, right? That helps. You still like playing the Monk? Yes, at the moment, it's still my favorite vocation. At the moment, before rebalance, Monk is still the most fun for me. So yes. After rebalance, I just want to do something different, But this is also why the Monk has gained the fewest changes, right? Because he is the most fun at the moment still. And most modern. Where are you going to play after the rebalance? I will decide once the test server is basically finalized. If there was no more changes on the test server and we basically got what they said on the so far, then probably Sorcerer. What is best to tier in what order? Depends on the vocation. Legs are always very safe, usually. For example, on the EK, I don't like tiering the weapon because you have like 5 weapons. So I don't know. I don't like it. But helmet is generally very good on most vocations. Legs always good. Armor is kind of like, yeah, it's nice, but armor is probably the worst one overall, I'd say. Like, it's fine, but I feel like helmet is the worst on Monk. On low level-ish, yes. But I think at high level, once you get high tiers and perfect gems, it's going to be better. Yes, knights will have great mana potions after rebalance, and maybe even like supreme mana potions, the new ones that they're adding, the expensive ones. But yes, he's definitely going to have great mana potions. Going to be very easy to keep your mana up on an EK. I can solo Robert's Basement 530 Monk. I don't think so. In fact, definitely not. I recommend it for like 800 plus. What are your thoughts on tiering the helmet on the Monk? I think there is a build at high level that it works with. If you were to have like a tier 5 helmet and tier 5 boots and then upgraded focus harmony gems, which also have momentum in them, then it could be really good. You could basically cut out the weaker builder, either flurry of blows or chain penance, depending on which one you're using. And you would have focus harmony and focus serenity up very, very often, much more often than without momentum, which are obviously very strong to combine multiple spenders at once. No, I don't know anything about rebalance when it's coming. It has to be soon. Otherwise, there's no time for the summer update. How is Paladin going to be? Paladin is the biggest unknown at the moment because we don't know anything about the new spells. I think it's going to be more fun because you're likely not going to have to be using runes anymore. And using runes was always a bit of a pain in the ass, at least for me, on the Paladin. And, canceling auto attacks and stuff. So I think it's going to be more enjoyable, but to say more, I need to see the changes on the test server. Tuesday, 100%. We'll see. Which vocation for 100 plus needs the cheapest equipment to hunt? It's going to be the mages, right? Except the good experience per hour kind of suffers for solo mages. But the mages are least equipment reliant, then Paladin, then Monk. And I guess EK is the one that benefits the most from equipment. EK is going to be much less spammy, yes. EK is going to be very comfortable. Between multi-action, the changes to Exura, the changes to Great Mana, to the potion availability for the EK, yes, I expect that the EK is going to be very, very, very comfortable. How many more we need? 3 more. 1. 2. We need 1 more. You can get those free outside by the Rorks. Yeah? I don't know where those are exactly, but anyway, I'm sure I'll just have one here on the bottom somewhere. I'll keep an eye out for Warwolves on the way out as well for the future, but here we go. We're done anyway. All right, now we have the private navigator to do. Thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub. This time some sound kicked off. Thank you, Vedfox. I'll answer the Stagwood's question in a sec. Thank you. How do you compare Stag Boots to Soul Souls? I think Soul Souls obviously better if you... Oh, I just finished Orc Leader Bestiary as well. Look at that. I wasn't even planning on it. Soul Souls obviously better if you need ice protection. Stag Foot Wraps probably better everywhere else. So I would like to have Stag Foot Wraps, but they're so close to Soul Souls and power, it feels a bit wasteful to have both, especially as I'm not going to be playing the Monk soon, so I didn't really want to buy them. But yeah, I think they are good, obviously. The death protection is very, very good. More annoying alerts. I'll have to shorten that one a bit. I'll shorten that one a bit. Kind of curious why so many high levels choose easy weekly tasks, because it just takes too long to do harder ones. Thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub, Sinister Chase. Definitely going to shorten this alert. Gotta shorten it like now. That bad. Let me disable it for now. I'll shorten it. later. Where is it? Subscriber event disabled. Okay, I've disabled it. I've disabled it. Okay, thank you very much for the Prime sub, Sinister Chase. Thank you very much. I've disabled that alert for now. I'll work on it. I'll make sure it's not quite so quite so long. But yeah, the harder weeklies just take too long. That's all. As a first-time Tibia player in 2026, you have helped me out a lot. Thanks a bunch. No problem. You're welcome. Awesome. Awesome to hear. Oh, just joined. Why no more monk? Because it's not changing enough. It's not changing enough, and you know the audience demands exciting stuff, and the monk is not going to be exciting after the rebalance. It's going to be same old, just stronger. You know, everyone's going to want to see. Everyone's going to see that new sorcerer, that new paladin, stuff like that, right? Okay, pirate navigator. So we want to go to Targuna. God, I bet there's going to be a ton of people doing it here. It is Monday. How is EK Solo going to be after the changes? Any idea? Just fun. Hey, Kim. I'm going to get buffed to pre-free nerfs ago. Sure. Surely. Targuna or Garoma? Sure. Yeah, I think there's only like 7 on Garoma. I think for the navigator, I think probably Targuna is better, unless there were like 5 people here. Still no notes. Nope, no notes. Last question, Ascetic T3 or Outburst T2 and Ascetic T1? Outburst T2 and Ascetic T1 because you want to have T2 chain penance from the Outburst wheel. Once you've got the T2 chain penance, the 18% chain penance base damage buff, then you can start heading towards Ascetic.
Yeah, babze. A ty chuju, babze. Kurwa, bober.
You think after rebalance, some spot will be more easy to hint on EK? I think most spots. I think most spots will be easy on the EK. I think most spots will be. God damn it! Okay, I'm gonna have to put some cooldown on those redemptions. EK's getting a buff. He's getting quality of life changes, which will effectively be buffs. Yeah. All right. What would be your tier list of vocations before and after the update? Oh boy. Tier list of vocations. What in terms of what? Because you know everything changes based on like level and stuff, right? Like low level is going to have a different tier list. Solo hunter is going to have a different tier list. Team hunter is going to have a different tier list. Profit making vocation is going to have a different tier list. It's quality of life and enjoyment is going to have a different tier list, right? It's kind of hard to as in fun to play. I think monk is the most fun to play. Then for me, probably EK second, paladin third, sorcerer fourth, and druid fifth. Paladin loses out to EK due to their rune usage. I think after the rebalance, it's going to be very close. After the rebalance, if things stay as they are, it's going to be very close for me between monk, paladin, and EK with regards to fun. I don't know who's going to win out. On what server do you play at the moment? I play on Kalanta. I play on Kalanta on my monk, but after the rebalance, when I switch likely to my sorcerer or paladin, those are on Nevia. So I'll probably be playing on Nevia. Will there be a tier list for a tier list? Would be needed. Tier list of tier lists. Solo hunting tier list. Well, again, there's going to be very level dependent though, right? Low level, very low level mages. Mid levels, probably EKs and monks, and high levels, paladin, right? Will you not run into the same problems that made you transfer to Kalanta? No, because what made me transfer to Kalanta is prioritizing bounties very significantly. When I'm going to be playing sorcerer and paladin on Nevia, the priority will not be like doing bounties. It will be testing hunting grounds and progressing my character and recording guides and stuff. I'm not going to be doing very many bounties on my paladin and sorcerer, so Nevia will be fine for that because I'll just be able to book what I want to play. And because I'll have like 30 hunting grounds that I need to record, there'll always be something free on Nevia for me to record, right? So now I think for sorcerer and paladin, Nevia will be fine. It's the bounties. It's the bounties that don't give you any flexibility, right? If you want to do bounties, you have zero flexibility. You want to do the bounty that you get. You get a nice gold bounty with a low kill count. You want to do it right now, right here, right? You have no flex. When you just progressing your character, there's lots of places you can go to, right? I already have a paladin and MS, both low level and like a mid level. So yeah. Low level until 600, mid level until 2k, high level over 2k. So by that logic, level 1.9k is not a high level yet, huh? Don't know about that. Why not expert tasks if you're not stamina dependent? Because I don't play enough to even complete the expert tasks, dude. I don't play enough hours in the week at the moment to even do full expert weeklies. And if I was about to buy MS around 300 to 350, what magic level would you suggest the minimum? I'd be looking for like 100 magic level, I think. If your character can't handle 3 essence back rego, it's not high level. Wow, gatekeeping much. That is some gatekeeping, Bunny. He transferred to Kalanta to retire? Well, it just kind of worked out that way, you know? Kind of worked out that way, but wasn't the plan. You have donation links in the description, I'm pretty sure, of the video. If you're watching on YouTube, you check out the description of the stream. I'm pretty sure I have a couple of links there. Thank you, Berchik. Not sure if the audio will work, though. Not sure if the audio will work. Because I think the audio tracks are broken. But yeah, the donation will come through the notification, but probably not the audio. I'll have to fix that. Thank you. I do Backrigo solo. Now that's a high level. That's a high level. Backrigo solo. Do you think it's worth to progress on Boss Cherry over 2k points? If you are a bosser and you love bossing, then sure, right? Especially if you're like a high level team hunter and you do like Backrigo all the time, then yeah, of course, having boss points will yield significant returns over time. But if you're not much of a bosser like myself, then no. Possible to solo Backrigo? No. Here's my boss points. Okay, those are gaining a cooldown. Those are definitely gaining a cooldown. You Twitch people can't help yourselves. You Twitch people can't be trusted. All right, here we go. Weekly finished. Do you do rotten bosses? No, I do not. I do no bosses. I do 0 bosses, dude. All right. Here we go. So weekly is done for now. The hunters we're gonna do when the mini world change happens. No significant drops for the last 1 year with 15k boss points. Give me 1 second. I just need to check something. Oh no, not the farts. Come on. In Edron from Surface to Inquisition, you have 9 hunters, I think. 3 runs. I don't know, dude.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Zaki. Bungly, I was actually thinking about doing that. All right, we're going on Twitch. All right. You people create a dashboard. Viewer rewards. Use them while you can. Use them while you can. You gain a cooldown.
Ja, Bobze, a ty chuju Bobze, a ty chuju Bobze.
Bercik, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the 100 złoty. Thank you.
Ja, Bobze, a ty chuju
Okay.
Bobze.
Oh my god. Thank you, Bercik. God damn it. I am putting on their cooldowns. Most of them are on cooldown now. At least on Twitch. Thank you, Bercik. Thank you. Sorry, that was kind of ruined by everybody here, you know, having fun. Okay, on Twitch, there's now 10-minute cooldown on most of these. I don't know if you can put a cooldown on Kick though. I'm not sure if you can put a cooldown on Kick. Oh my god. You've all thrown me off. No. Nishida with the tier 1 sub. Thank you.
Bobze, a ty chuju Bobze.
Okay. Thank you very much for the sub, Nishida. I'm going on Kick now. BRB.
Ja, Bobze, a ty chuju Bobze.
God damn it. You're having too much fun. Channel points. I think we're just gonna increase the prices on Kick, maybe. I think we may just increase the prices. Yeah, let's increase the prices a bit. Especially of those louder ones and longer ones. All right. That'll do. Okay. We've increased the prices a bit. Increase the prices of the channel rewards redemptions on Twitch. Oh no, on Kick. On Kick, I've increased the prices. On Twitch, I just added a little bit of a 10-minute cooldown, so that you can't spam it as much. All right, that was fun. That was quite fun, but too much, boys. Too much. All right, where were we? Weekly's done, right? Weekly's done for now. So time to go back to bounties. Oh, yes, the question. Yes, I saw the question. Yeah, T2 Ascetic and T1 Outburst, or T2 Outburst and T2 Chain. I would go for the T2 Outburst and T2 Chain with the Outburst Greater Gem. Forget the Ascetic. Thank you, and thank you, Nishida, for the Twitch sub. I need to work on the Twitch subscribe notifications to actually make a sound and stuff. I'll figure that out off stream though. It's all the audio tracks. It's also all because of the YouTube multi-stream. I'm really scared of copyright strikes on YouTube, so I had to separate all the audio tracks. So now all the audio notifications aren't going through quite how they should, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. All right, so we go into Zaki, also with the Prime sub. Thank you, Zaki. Thank you. Any guide videos for wheel? No, because it's not the sort of content that you can be comprehensive about. So I like to make content and guides where I can cover sort of every case. There are so many possible wheel combinations and gems. I don't think it's really all that viable to make a complete guide on the wheel, right? You can cover the mechanics and how to use the wheel, but I don't think you can cover all the best wheels. For that, you kind of just need to have ad hoc information. So you just need to go into like a Discord and ask people who play those vocations, and you can be like, oh look, I've got this level, this many points, this greater gem. What would be the suggested wheel, right? I think that's probably your best bet. We've got some more ultimates. Do we have enough energy rings? We do. Not energy rings, dwarven rings. Yep. Energy ring as well. Okay, let's go. Oh, it's calmed down now a bit. The increased prices and cooldowns have done the job. All right, let's see. Human boss floor. 11:30 until 12:30. I'll probably only play like one more hour, just to progress this a little bit. I'm gonna have to go. I haven't been to Tibia for a long while, but just started playing Tibia again. Okay, playing EK and your videos have been great. Awesome. I mean, I'll admit though, my EK videos are a little bit dated. I mean, I've recorded most of those quite a while ago. I'm planning to remake them all after the rebalance at some point. But yeah, I'm glad they're still useful, at least to some degree. Hard to get all things on a new server. Oh yeah, EK on a new server is very rough. Yeah, there's no gear. Monk and EK on new servers are pretty tricky, right? You can't even get like a Drachiku on a Monk or like Winterblade, Summerblade and stuff. Pretty hard, right? EK's bad everywhere? Ah, I don't know. On old servers, you can get the gear for pretty cheap now. Jungle Mower. To kill those, you need access to Maripur. It's a pretty quick access, but you will need to have like level 250 or so, because you'll need to do the Asura Palace quest. So if you've got Jungle Mower on like an Adept bounty or weekly on like a level 100, then no, you can't do it. It's still a good finger point. Yep, sure. Sure, of course, yeah. But they will be remade and modernized, in like maybe 6 months or so. It's bad compared to all others, you say, Melon? Even getting items? I think the guy was talking about getting items, right? I think on a high level at EK, everyone can get items for every vocation now at higher level. Yeah, so you need access to Maripur, right? This is the Timira boss quest line. So you'll need to the quest is called? What is the quest called? God. Oh, there. Within the tides. So the quest line that you want, if you want to do access to Jungle Moa, is within the tides. That's the quest line that you'll want to look up on Tibiopedia or on Tibia Wiki. Most expensive gear, worst EXP per hour solo. Yeah, the XP, sure. Most expensive gear, is it? It's EK and Paladin anyway. Probably similar though between EK and Paladin. All right, let's pop a damage prey. I do want a damage prey on the Grime Leeches. I have enough damage cards, prey cards. May as well. Okay. Transcendence potions. Do we have a boost? Let's pop a boost. And let's start playing a bit. Actually do something a little more interesting. We've got the bounty on Hands of Cursed Fate. This is why we are here. How big is the difference between Lion Claws and Solkamas? You know what? It's significant, but not as big as you'd think. Like, if you can't afford it, if you really can't afford a Solkamas, I think Lion Claws are okay. In terms of experience percent, I don't know, 5% maybe. Maybe about 5% difference in experience. So, it's noticeable, but it's not like the end of the world, Do you think Falcon items change a lot when I need to buy them on my level 300? Let me just focus here so I don't actually get myself killed. There's actually a place where I need to focus a little bit. Falcon items. You said you're an EK, right? Berchik. So what you have? Falcon Coif, not needed. Falcon Greaves, very good. You definitely want to get the Falcon Greaves. And Falcon Longsword, maybe. The Falcon weapons don't matter that much. You probably want them, but it's not a big deal. The Falcon Greaves you want, though, yeah. You will want the Falcon Greaves. Very, very good item. Not sure how expensive they are these days. They've lost a lot of value over the years, but they're probably still pretty expensive. Paladin items at 300. I don't remember. I don't remember what items they have. You think EK Solo will be better after the rebalance? Yeah, of course. It's not going to be all that much more powerful, I think. It remains to be seen, but it's definitely going to be much more fun and enjoyable to play. Which probably with that, come better results, right? Because if you play more comfortably, and not worry as much about sustain and survivability, then I guess you can do more experience just because of that. Powiedz coś po polsku. There you go. I said it. Healing is the biggest problem on EK, which will likely be mitigated somewhat after the rebalance, right? It seems like the healing will be better. But again, we still need to test it all and everything. I really want to get the YouTube comments somehow in the chat box. I don't know why it's broken. It should work. I'll try and figure it out. Try and figure it out after the stream. How do you think solo hunting as a druid will be after rework? That remains to be seen. My expectation, based on what we've seen from Tipsoft so far, is that the druid will likely have the biggest amount of changes on the test server. So we'll see. At the moment, the changes were a little bit underwhelming. Like the fork is definitely going to be fun. But it's not going to be enough to make druid fun for solo hunting, I think. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit longer and see. Hopefully it will be better. Like I'd like it to be good solo, but at the moment, not sure. Spark. Innym razem. I know you don't typically like to give advice on best virtues because things change, but as of now, what do you think is the best virtue to use? Right now, I'm just using Justice. I think Justice and Harmony at the moment, very, very close. And I hope in the rebalance, we are going to get a very clear distinction where Virtue of Harmony will be the solo virtue and Virtue of Justice will be the team hunting virtue. That would be best, I think. And I hope that's where we end up. Right now, I don't know, just use either, and it really doesn't matter. Virtue of Justice I like for more sustain. That's about it. You can't let EK be too good solo because it would become brain dead farmer vocation, put too much money in the game. I don't know if that is a consideration. People will play whatever makes the most money. I don't think the easiness is that relevant. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, there's so much money being entered into the game. I don't think farmers contribute all that much. Yeah, you think? Maybe. I don't know if it is something that they think about. I'm not convinced. Why they still did not let us anything more about rebalance? Is it too much for them? I don't know. I don't know why it's taking so long. I expected the rebalance to be live by this point. Well, we'll see. We'll see, Brock. We'll see. We'll see what the EK looks like after. I'm sure they're not going to be quite as good as like a well-played Paladin or Monk. Do you think Tipsoft should start rewarding people who play on the test server and have a real impact? Yes, I do. In fact, I think Tipsoft should have a dedicated set of official testers from like the player base. and actually pay them for testing for them to be like honest, right, about the feedback. Yes, I think Tipsoft should do that. I think they should pay, probably like 20, 30, some of the best players in the game to play on the test servers and test shit and actually give like direct feedback to them. But I don't think they'll ever do that. EK wheel should be lowering this 15% more damage taken on the Tito. Is that what stops the scaling on the EK? The damage taken? Maybe the healing will be so good now that the extra damage taken won't be a problem. I always thought that the issue on the EK is just simply the number of targets you can hit. 8 targets, you're hard capped with 8 targets. So your damage would have to be absolutely insanely, ridiculously broken for that to be enough and to compete with Paladin or Mages, right? Survivability is, of course, an issue at this point as well, but I think maybe that will be largely solved with the rebalance. Is the fist imbuement better than magic level on helmet? Yes. Magic level not that important on the monk. It's not like a paladin. Paladin scales with magic level, damage wise. The monk doesn't. It would just help with your healing. I mean, it's fine, but I wouldn't go for it. I feel like they will push EK to use battle healing for sustain in the wheel. Look, I don't want to theory craft too much without actually seeing the stuff on the test server, right? When we get the test server, we're going to be doing a lot of streaming, a lot of testing and theory crafting, and then we'll think about it. I think we know way too little to try and theory craft in such detail, I think. They should add scaling for chain for the monk, like every 100 level plus 1 target. Oh boy, level 2000, you're hitting 25 monsters with the chain. Yes, please. Sounds balanced, bro. A server mid-May or end of May. God, I hope it's not that late. I've got like vacations mid-May and end of May. I was sure that everything will be wrapped up by then. If the test server starts then, I'm going to be in trouble. But I think they should change the stamina. Stamina is a problematic one. I don't think it would make a bot problem. The problem right now, stamina isn't a bot prevention. Stamina right now is an account sharer prevention. If you didn't have stamina, you just have people playing 24 hours a day and sharing accounts between endless amount of people and having like drivers who play your character 24 hours a day. It would just absolutely destroy like the competitive aspect of like grinding. Right now, you are hard capped by your efficiency rather than by how many people can play your character, So I do think there needs to be some sort of limit to how long you can play per day. But I understand it's a tricky topic. What's better for 413 MS as first bigger purchase? Dwarven Armor, Gnome Helmet. I haven't played MS enough to really be sure about it. I would say the Gnome Helmet would be better. I mean, Dwarven Armor is nice, but they should ban for drivers. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Venom, I agree. I hate that modern Tibia has just come to this like driver type progression, right? Where you pay people to play a character. I hate it. I really hate it. Your character, you should play your character. Like Alpha Charlie is like, I hate him. I think the shit he does with the bounties are absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous, and it should not be allowed. And if I was working at Tipsoft, I'd be logging in to the database and I'd be deleting the shit out of his character today. But Tipsoft does not seem that bothered about it at the moment. Yeah, the bounty high scores are broken because of the fact that there is no limit on Alpha Charlie sharing his character with, however many people. and just doing his bounties 24 hours a day. What he does, so he has like probably like 5-6 people playing this character 24 hours a day doing bounties so that he's #1 bounty in the world, and he has 0 stamina, he gets no experience, no nothing, no progression of his character. All he gets is the bounties. It's just so stupid. Let us pour stamina with no profit experience, so we can use that. Yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, stamina is very limiting when it comes to like doing, you know, non-XP based stuff, especially on like new servers where stamina is super important and you don't even have stamina regeneration in resting zones for the first few days. You know, when you want to do some access quests and stuff, it feels horrible. Sure, being able to pause green stamina in some way, I do like that. But I don't know. They never gave any indication that they would like to do something like that. Hang on a second here. Am I in trouble? 4 health layers on me. Maybe let's reset a little bit. All right, that was a big pull. Hey, Skywin. Sorry, so many messages I can't read everything. Better to have shield for each element or a couple of gnome shields with elemental imbue. I think you should probably just have, like, they're so cheap. Like, I would like to have, I think, you know, lion shield, gnome shield, ectoplasmic shield, falcon shield. You probably just get every single one of them. They're not that expensive, I think. I'm considering to buy a falcon coif on an EK. I think I never used falcon coif on my EK. I always preferred the more offensive versions, so Cobra or Terra. Did you know that the guy that made health layers had a lisp? Feel like there's some joke in there that I'm not immediately seeing. You sold Crypt Strike? Yes, I sold it because I'm not planning to play the monk after the rebalance. I'm planning to play a different vocation, so I expect the value of it to drop over time. So I'll just buy it back if I ever play monk again. They should just remove green stamina. It'd be a much more straightforward solution. I'd be okay with that. The problem is the rage, you know? People would not be happy. But yeah, I kind of agree. Or just make 150 the new base, right? Instead of removing green stamina, just make the green stamina experience the new default. And then just have 6 hours of stamina a day for like just gaining experience, right? You can play 6 hours a day and that's it. That would work for me. Am I going to play after that rebalance? It depends on the test server. If the test server depends what the test server does. I'm expecting to play sorcerer or paladin, likely sorcerer. But we're going to play everything, right? My goal for the rebalance will be to basically play everybody and record all the guides from scratch for every vocation. What can you say about Crypt Strike? Yep, it's very good. Very good. Now, it's probably it's about the same power level as your Sanguine Claws. It's very, very good. Yeah, if you're a highish level monk and you're serious about the vocation, you do need to have a Crypt Strike. It's better than Soul Kamas. Ultimately. They should allow stacking stamina for people who can't play daily. Well, you kind of already have that, right? You've got a max stamina. Your stamina regenerates up to a point. If you get it down to 20 hours and then can't play for a few days, it will stack, right? Well, you are talking about green stamina, I know, but I don't know. Better to sell Kamas and buy Crypt. Only at like level 600. In the level 400 to 600, Soul Kamas is very nice. I meant green. Yeah, I know Skywin, but then we were just talking about like just deleting green in general, right? I don't know. Stamina is a hard problem to solve. I think yeah, between account sharers and people being used to the green stamina, it's I don't know what the solution is for Tipsoft when it comes to stamina. I was surprised how good Sanguine Claws were. Really, I mean, Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are much better than Soul Kamas. And some of the best respawns in the game, you're going to be using the Earth weapon over the energy weapon anyway on a monk. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I guess you could do that. But I would rather they just made the green stamina experience like the default experience, right? So people don't cry that it gained nerfed. Make that the default experience and just get rid of the green stamina. Just have the orange stamina from 0 hours to 42 hours like it is now, with 3 hours per hour of regeneration. But yeah, but the base experience is basically whatever green stamina is right now. Something like that. I think that would be an acceptable solution. Green stamina is FOMO, so yeah, it gets people to play, right? Imagine if you could just log in once a week, go for a 16-hour hunt with your buddies, and then don't play for the next 6 days. Oh, just a casual 16 hours at Azalon, you know? I think they won't touch it. Me too. If I were to guess, I would say stamina is here to stay without any real changes, to be honest. I think it's a tricky system, but I think they just probably not going to touch it. But then, like, stop stamina won't be enough. I don't know. I don't know if they will do it. I don't think so. Seems like a weird implementation. Pause stamina. I don't know. Was there any info concerning the rebalance? Nope. Tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. There is a dude that's this 17-hour hunt on Upper Rashomon. Ugh. I hope it was at least like double experience or something. You're so fluent in English just by learning a second language or some family life circumstance. I lived in the UK from when I was 12 years old until I was 25 years old. So 13 years I lived in the UK. Then my wife is English because we met in the UK. My kids basically speak primarily English as the first language as well. And all my work is in English as well. And all the media I consume, all the TV I watch, all the news I read, it's all in English. I'm basically exclusively use English. The only times I use Polish is, if I go to the shop or something, or I'll go to the doctor. I don't use Polish very much. They moderate the game and deal with account sharers. It's hard. Dealing with account sharers is hard. In the modern day, loads of people like play with VPNs and stuff. So like using geographical location for someone's login and using that to ban sharers is like basically infeasible. So how do you deal with sharers? I mean, the only thing you could do is if someone's literally online and EXPing 24 hours a day, you can just make the argument that that's basically impossible because they don't get enough sleep. And that's it. But if somebody was playing 18 hours a day every single day, how do you prove that they are account sharers? You could theoretically be doing that, right? Casual Day proving a point that he is dominating that spot. Lovely game, lovely mindset. You think Monk is best vocation for profit in terms of solo gameplay? I think for majority of the level ranges, yes. I do think that at extreme high end, like 2K or something, I think probably paladins and mages at the moment are better. They can probably make better profits at like Ingol and stuff. Although Monk can currently make around 6k profit per hour at like Warzone 7 and Warzone 9, which is yeah, pretty insane. But I'm pretty sure paladins could do that too. Hello from Brazil. Thank you for your job with Tibia, pal. So amazing for Tibia players. No problem. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Hello. Hello to Brazil as well. Thank you. Let's be honest, it's so easy to fingerprint devices nowadays. Yeah, there's tips of want to do that though. There's tips of want to have the job of fingerprinting devices and shit like that. I don't know, dude. Like, I get it. Like, trust me, I would be extremely happy if account sharing was killed in some way. But I just don't think Tipsoft is capable of doing it, and I wouldn't trust them. I'd be scared that I'm gonna get flagged somehow, even though I never account share. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is really. Stamina is probably the best limiting solution. Maybe daily reward should just have a the 3 times 1 hour bonus XP boost that expires at SS. Yeah, something like that could be interesting. You could just pick it up at the time of your choosing, right? So if you want to start the day by doing some quests, you do that. And then pick up the reward later for the XP. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. You can register 1 device per account. I don't know. I don't know what the solution would be is to account sharing. I don't like it, but I don't see an easy solution. I mean, you could do it so that it's 1-to-1 on both ends, right? So each account can have at most 1 device, and 1 device can be at most linked to 1 account, maybe. But then no, that wouldn't really work because people do have legit multiple accounts, right? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Hello, Kushni. I'm playing a monk. Level 280, almost always in a team hunt. Do you recommend to use like a paladin or get a paladin double box and double show? One sec. Let me just try and read that. Read that question one more time in a second. Hello, Kuji. I'm playing a monk 280, almost always in team hunt. Do you recommend to use like a paladin? I think you missed some sort of words in that question. Get a paladin double box and double Sio. I don't. Sorry, you've kind of missed something from that question. I don't really understand. Biometric login, fingerprint, or face scan. Yes, that's what we need. We need Tipsoft to have our fingerprints and faces. There we go. Look, I don't know. I would be happy if they implemented some way of preventing account sharing. I'd be super happy. I'm not into like network security and fingerprint. I don't know how it all works. It'd be great if they could get it to work. I just think Tipsoft doesn't care enough because it doesn't exactly harm them, the account sharing, right? Doesn't exactly harm them. If anything, it just means that people's likely to spend more money, right? If you don't have enough time to play, or you pay somebody else to play, then you know that person is going to be spending boosts and praise and whatnot on your account. So Tipsoft's happy, right? Generally, I would say more playtime. It's just a little annoying if you like the competitive aspect. If you're a competitive player and you like to, stay on top of leaderboards and you're just a solo player, then it's hard, right? But that's it. But it's not like Tibia is like some super hyper competitive game, right? It's not League of Legends. It's not Counter-Strike. So again, it doesn't even really matter. You don't get anything for being top 1, Wasn't account sharing kind of legalized? Yep. Basically. I think there's still something in the hidden deep inside the rules of the game or whatever that it says that you shouldn't. But yeah, it's not policed in any way because it's hard to police. It harms them just like the bot situation. Well, I don't think so. I don't think it harms them in the same way. So loads of people there's a difference from the perspective of human mindset. If somebody else is driving a character, it's annoying, but ultimately it's a person playing versus a fully automated system where it's just a bot and there is zero effort from an actual human. Like botting was just hope total cheat and unfairness, right? The account sharing is annoying, but ultimately it's still a person playing there within the limits of like stamina and stuff. So it's annoying, but to me, it's not nowhere near the same ballpark as just like full auto cave botting. Reputational harm. Tipsoft. They still got some reputation to lose, you think? I don't know. I don't know about that. Monk EK 750. Do you think I can hunt Human or Plague Seal with Sanguine Razor? Yep. Of course. Human may be a little hard, but Plague should be pretty easy. Remove the account sharers from ranks. Yes. If only. If only it was that easy. I do hope that one day I wake up and Alpha Charlie has been removed from the game. That'll be a good day, dude. That'll be a good day. Count sharing problematic when we didn't have stamina. Yeah. Oh, Tibia was just a different game back then. It didn't really matter as much, just in general. Like now, people would genuinely be playing 24 hours a day, you know, if stamina wasn't there. Back then, you know, you'd have like a friend, you know, from your neighborhood or whatever that maybe you'd be sharing with. It wasn't you wouldn't have been playing 24 hours a day, you know, anyways. Sounds like a personal grudge with Alpha. A little bit because well, I don't know about personal. I don't know him. And I hope I never will know him. But it's just, you know, I was really into bounties. I really, really liked the bounty system and I really wanted to engage in it. And I did for quite a while. But, you know, after like a month of doing bounties and like grinding a lot and realizing I have like half the points of Alpha Charlie because he is just paying 5 dudes to play for his account and he's putting in zero effort, it just kind of takes away from the whole system, right? It's just, why bother? He's kind of ruined bounty system for me. Like, I just don't want to really, I mean, I still do it because it's still kind of interesting and stuff, but there's like no competition for the top spot because he's cheating, right? And Tipsov doesn't do anything about it. So it's, yeah, he has kind of ruined the whole system for me. So yeah, I don't like him for doing that. Bounty shouldn't work when you're below 14 hours stamina. Agreed. I think that was an oversight on Tipsov's part. I don't think they predicted that somebody would be doing something like that. Did Elon ruin your PoE experience? No, but how what are you talking about? About Alpha Charlie? I mean, if I was a competitive PoE player going for like, you know, top 10 ladder rank or whatever, and I saw Elon Musk above me, then yes, I would think he'd ruined the experience for me. And that's kind of like where I see Alpha Charlie. I don't care about like random people just doing driving too much. I think it's stupid and it's a waste of time. And I'd rather they didn't do it, but it doesn't really impact me in any way, no. So you just want to be the best? Well, what kind of? I mean, I want to be able to be the best by fair play, right? For example, Hyoga, he's the second one in the bounty system, and he's absolutely crazy, right? But I know that he plays himself. I know that he's the one playing that character 16 hours a day, and he deserves to be top one, in my opinion, right? He's fair and square, just like insane dude going to war with the whole server just so he can do his bounties. I think that is awesome in a way. Unlucky to all the people who have to put up with it, but I think that's awesome. And so having some other dude who just, you know, ignores stamina completely and plays 24 hours a day, I don't know, that's just totally against the spirit of any competition. I don't like it. I really don't like it. You can fight for second place. I could fight for second place, but it's not the same, is it? Not the same. Anyway, I would never had any hope in like fighting long term, you know. I have a family and a job and stuff, so there's no way I could ever stay competitive when it comes to the bounty points. I just wanted to do it for like the first few months after the release. How much of an upgrade really Soul Kamas are in your opinion? Wondering if I need 2 kidneys. It's all right, but it's not such a game breaker. Like, it's nice to have in the 400 to 600 to like hunt Mitmars and Cobras in that level range, which are great. But is it going to be that much of a game changer? Not really. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Are you going to sell Monk after the rebalance? No. I still see myself as a Monk main and will probably be back to the Monk. up to this character eventually. This is now my highest level and most complete character I've ever had. So no, I don't need the money for it. So I'm not planning to ever sell it. I'll still be playing it now and then. And it's still going to be like my main, let's say. And I expect to be back to it eventually. So no, I'm not planning to sell it. This will be my forever character. Hopefully that's not going to age badly. Still interested in how impactful it will be to reach 50% on talisman bonuses. I don't know what Alpha Charlie is on the bonuses at this point. I don't know the formula, to be honest. But yeah, 50% damage prey, gonna be insane on the talisman, plus a damage prey, 75% extra damage, insane. Doing weeklies every week, yeah, I'm planning to do weeklies every day, every week on the monk, and you know the occasional boost burn maybe. I don't know. I expect to do like 2-3 levels a month on the monk, even when I'm not playing them actively, you know. So we'll still be getting like 30 levels a year or something. Do you speak Portuguese? No, I do not. I'm afraid not. Did you say 17 or 70? So the talisman caps out at 50, right? 50. And in addition to this, you can stack it with a damage prey, right? So you'll have like 75% damage bonus if you had a full maxed out talisman plus a damage prey, which would be, you know, obviously crazy. What's your damage value at that talisman? Minus 20%. 20. And now at 20% is where the scaling gets crazy, and you only upgrade by 0.1%. So now I've moved on, and now I'm doing loot. Now I'm upgrading my talisman to get 20% loot. Will Paladin be better after the rebalance? In my opinion, impossible to say until we see more of the information. I think he's probably going to be weaker in like high level team hunts, but he's probably going to be a little better everywhere else. I think someone like Mazarin or Valor are probably going to be weaker when it comes to team hunts. But you know, your average person just doing some bestiaries and bounties on like a level 500 paladin is probably going to be stronger. If not monk or vocation you're planning to play, probably sorcerer. But again, remains to be seen what the rebalance brings. That wasn't an option before the HTP rework or Hutch? Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, the HTP, yeah, sure. I mean, I like the weeklies to an extent. I do think that the one thing I would change with the weeklies is I would add more good options in the shop. Right, the wheel points are nice, but I would like some other things in the shop. Maybe like a random drone potion, right, for a few thousand points, something like that, right? That's something I'd like to see. Stuff like that I'd like to see in the weekly shop, because I think the wheel points, once you get like 20, 30, something like that, the scaling gets so crazy that again you're going to be grinding for weeks and weeks just to get like one wheel point. At that point, it just doesn't really matter. Are you doing low-level MS content when the update drops? Yep. I have a... Hey, doggo. I have a level 65, I think, MS. Let me have a quick check. 64. I have a level 64 MS that I'll be starting from scratch, basically. And I have a level 520 MS. So I'm going to be covering all that. I'm going to be covering basically from the scratch up to like level 600 or so. I do it for the soul seals. Those are great. Yes, for me too. For me, soul seals are the main driver at the moment of doing weeklies, because yeah, the soul seals, especially on like when the update drops and there's like some new creatures you want to go and hunt and do bestiaries on, and being able to have like the animus mastery from day one, it's pretty cool. I do think the soul seals are better than I expected. I wasn't really rating the soul seals as a reward, but actually they're kind of good because it's easier to do the soul pits solo than I expected. So yeah, I actually quite like the soul seals, and I like stacking them for like new updates and stuff. I'll play Necromancer, the 6th vocation. I think the 6th vocation I think it's gonna come. I don't think it's gonna come just yet, unfortunately. If we're being realistic, I think it's probably another at least another year or so, if not longer, for 6 vocation. What is the best rogue clearance that one can make solo on level 1000? I would say Raw Britters and Nork Fortress and Dungeons Nork probably best. If we're talking like no praise, no bounties, just charms only, you can probably make around 10 KK Raw at like Raw Britters and at Norks. That kind of ballpark experience. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think there's a chance that they will have a 6th vocation for the 30th anniversary, right? That's what I was always thinking. Although I feel like there's probably not enough time for them to develop a whole new vocation with the rebalance and all the updates and stuff. I feel like they just don't have enough developer capacity. But I would like to see it for the 30th anniversary. We're gonna do a couple more laps, and I'm gonna have to finish. What about Fire Library Monk solo? If Monk's gonna go solo anyway, he's gonna go to Energy Library. He's not gonna go to Fire. And I think it would be good, but I don't think it would be as good as Rawbritters or Norks. I think a level 1k Monk could maybe make like 8, 9 KK Raw at Energy Library solo, but it's gonna be super hard and not as profitable and not as good experience as like the best alternative spots. Hello, Dwarfy. The rebalance could be something they deem necessary before introducing a new vocation. Oh, give me some of that copium. Oh, give me. I like it. I like it, bro. Give me. Give me some of that copium, please. Do you think EK and ED will be better and stronger after rebalance? Oh god, I don't know, dude. That is way out there, that question. I don't know. I mean, I think overall characters will be stronger and feel better. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it probably will be better. Will it be much better relatively to current power level? I don't know. Duo is kind of dead these days, so I don't know if it's going to be all that good, but it's probably going to be better than it is now, yeah. High level druid is unplayable solo at high level. I'm pretty sure there's some people who would disagree with that. But yeah, I mean, it's just not very fun, right? It's not very fun. I do hope that the solo play for mages will be addressed. The MS solo play is definitely getting addressed. The druid, I'm not so sure yet. We're gonna have to see on the rebalance on the test server. What do you mean about EK after rebalance? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, what I said, but my opinion on EK after rebalance is that it's basically going to be extreme quality of life, right? It's going to be much more simple, much more easier to manage mana, much more easier to manage health. The power level is probably going to be similar, but it's just going to be much more enjoyable and comfy to play, right? You're probably not going to need the pedals under your desk that every EK loves to talk about. Yeah, it's just going to be much more comfortable, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be all that much stronger. Bit wary about the 1 second cooldown. I think it's going to be great. It's going to work fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about that one. First time found you on Twitch. I follow your YouTube content. Thank you, sir. No problem. I mean, I was streaming on Kick for the past few months. This is only my 2nd Twitch stream in like 6 months. So yeah, no wonder you haven't seen me. But yeah, we're back now to multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. So you should be seeing a bit more of me. Yeah, don't worry. I can tell you that the Ixura is going to feel good. It's going to be a good change. All right, I think we're going to finish now after this lap. I'm getting a little tired. Plus, I got some things to do. Let me finish this lab and cube out. Made a little bit of progress. We're over halfway done with that damn bounty. And then we'll finally be done with the hand bestiary. My hope for EK rebalance is that it makes 100 versus 200 feel more impactful. Yeah. I mean, I think the new spells are... there's got some new spells, right? I can't remember now what those new spells were for the EK, but are they going to be like related to shields? Because maybe there will be some reason to actually go with shields and 100 weapons. Yeah, we'll see. Poco från del Shema. In Tibia, there is fishing skill. You think Tipsoft will add some kind of fisherman vocation? I don't think so. Fist made much more sense to add a vocation for. Fishing? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the next vocation we get is going to be using the magic level as it's scaling. Or there's going to be a whole new skill added, but I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be like a magic-like vocation, so something like a necromancer. Shield slam or something, I believe. Yeah, so I think maybe Tipsoft will be adding some incentives to actually use the shield, right? All right, here we go. Let's get out. Foot fighting. Well, like a kicker. I feel like a foot fighting would also be like a monk thing, though, no? I think it's going to be magic level for the next vocation. Sorcerer gameplay in current team hunt is terrible. Yep. But it's going to be the best. Sorcerer is going to be the most fun team hunt after the rebalance, though. You have a suggestion for a 5-man team, 650 average with 2 MS? Probably just Norks and Norks and Nimisat, right? I don't think it's... Probably can do library as well. I don't think you can do any of the Soul War respawns. Like, normally you would go Crater. But I think 5 people is just too many for Crater. There's not enough room there. So I would probably just go, yeah, Nogferatu. Or Nimisats. All right. Yeah, I'll skip the Kanye Sylvan finger, I think. I'm not going to give that one in. We need Hunter and High Guard shoulder stuff. Okay. I'll do the Hunter, yeah, when the mini world changes here. All right. All right. Hey, you didn't answer. Is there a chance for Robert to guide upload on Tibia Pal anytime soon, or you don't have anything prepared for it? I've uploaded Monk for Robriters. A Quadrant. Did I not link it? It's linked on... Oh, no, it's not. You're right. I didn't link it on the Monk section. Yeah, I need to link it. It's not linked. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, thank you. I'll have to link it. Just check it on YouTube. But yeah, I've got both the Bloodfire Gorge and the Outskirts on YouTube. Hi, mate. I'm level 600 Monk already. Where would you recommend me to farm my best in slot? Warzone 7. Warzone 7. Overworld. Maybe Deep Desert. Just check out Tibia Pal. Where you're typing this from Twitch. Just go in here and go into the Monk section. Have a look. Although some of this is not as up to date because of the weekly delivery prices. For example, Warzone 7, Warzone 8, Warzone 9 are much more profitable now. Anyway, Have you ever had a problem with Dominando guilds? No, because I avoid servers that have Dominandos. I always make sure to play on servers where there is no Dominando, or there is very Dominando light that doesn't really bother you, and I'm okay with them. So no, I've never had problems. Anyway, I do have to go. So thanks for watching, everybody. This was the first YouTube, Twitch, and Kick multi-stream. Loads of questions. Sorry if I missed any of your questions. There's a couple of things I need to fix for the next stream, so I'll work on that. First of all, I need to have the YouTube comments visible on the chat here, which at the moment it's not working. I don't know why. I'll try to figure that out for the next stream. Plus, I want to have the sounds of like subscriptions and stuff, which at the moment is broken. So I'll look into that. It's because I had to separate all the audio tracks to keep YouTube from giving me a copyright strike for the music. So if you're watching on YouTube, that's why you don't hear any music. People on Twitch and on Kick hear it, but on YouTube, obviously YouTube's very strict about copyright, and so I can't have it. But that does mean some of my audio tracks are a little bit broken. I'll try to fix that for next time. Anyway, I do have to go. Sorry, Danny. I do have to go. And there's going to be the VOD, yeah, of course. You can watch the VOD. And yeah, next stream, I think I'm a little bit busy this week, unfortunately. I've got a lot of work to do this week, plus a few things I have to sort out. So I think next stream's going to be on Friday. So we're going to have a 3-day break. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. So thanks for watching, and see everybody next time. Bye-bye.